Welcome to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast, a racing show for the fans by a fan. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome into this, the 24th episode of the Caution Flag Contemplations on this go-round of it. I think I did go over 24 episodes when I did it solo, and it was boring and terrible. Not that it's not good now. I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but it's better than terrible. But 24, big number. I got a little helmet back here for the fake 24, William Byron. I thought about pulling out. I did look through my stuff today, boys. I have a Chase Elliott 24 hat. Purchased at Talladega. D-Wad, I don't know if you remember that or not, but I bought that when we went there when I lived in Birmingham. But I was like, I'll leave that on the shelf. But, celebrate this momentous occasion. I figure we'll get some Rainbow Warriors junk. I was actually looking for my flag, and I couldn't find it fast enough. I didn't have time. I'm sorry. And JP, you know which one I'm talking about? That big rainbow flag from Grandma. So I was really wanting to put it up behind me today, but I just didn't have time to dig it up. I think it's upstairs in my keepsake box, so I got to get that figured out. But other than that, happy 24 episode to y'all. Before I introduce y'all, I'm just going to remind everybody, we need a little bit of help on the like, subscribe, share, follow, particularly on YouTube. If you watch this on YouTube, please just click the like button. We beg you. We're just a bunch of knuckleheads out here trying to make a podcast, and the more likes, the better. If you don't care, if you listen to us on a podcast app, please subscribe, and if you hit the review button and 5 stars, it takes like 30 seconds, and if you send us a thing and says you got a 5-star review here in a couple weeks, I will send you a prize. If you send me a screenshot of your account making it, so just send it to the old X, and that'll be valid for a week or two once I get the said prize in. I've got some on the way, so you would do that. But other than that, welcome in, D-Watt, JP. Y'all doing all right today?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry it took me 30 minutes to get the housekeeping out of the way today, but how's y'all's weekend? You make it? Survive?
Oh, yeah, it was a hot one, but I did some walking with the wife, pickleball, a birthday dinner for my niece. Went out to get some sushi and some chicken and rice. So, good weekend.
Sushi? You eat sushi? I learned something new.
Ain't no way.
Baby.
I could never do that.
I mean, I like sushi, but I've had sushi a couple times. It's not awful. I don't want to see it at a racetrack, and I did see it at a racetrack, though. Was it Indy? No. Somewhere. It might have been Atlanta when we went. Somebody had sushi at a racetrack, and I was like, what the? But, yeah, sorry. It was sidetracked. I'm a squirrel. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend. JP, did you work or no? Yeah.
I was off, but I spent most of the weekend touring wedding venues.
Oh, yeah.
baby,
About time. Yeah. Keep it up. About time. Did you pick one?
Not yet.
No, we got about 3 months for the wedding, right? Just want to check.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I was just checking, They got a nice courthouse down there in Chattanooga. Yeah, the podcast here for bad ideas. Well, congratulations on that. I was supposed to go to Huntsville and see some of our good friends. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that. Our dog got sick again. So I ended up staying home. I worked in the attic. D-Watt mentioned it was about like 97 degrees and hot, and I was in the attic all day on Saturday. I took 4 loads to the dump in the back of my truck Saturday. It was working pretty good, but clean the attic up. It looks a lot better. And I was able to watch all the races pretty much since I stayed home. So, here, there. But it was a good weekend overall, I guess. Got to get some of this podcast stuff done yesterday. Got us some new logos. JP, last time I changed it, I'm sorry. I like it now. It takes a lot of time to do this stuff. For those of you that don't know behind the curtain of these podcasts, like, it's everybody says it's easy, and it is easy, but it's not easy to get all that stuff right. So, but I think we finally have something I like. This will look better on your iRacing wrap, right?
Oh, yeah.
Than what we had in the past. So,
that'll
work out. Maybe we'll get some stuff to sell to y'all people, all 3 of you that listen. We'll sell y'all some good stuff. Y'all go look at some of these custom merch websites, get you some stuff made, and you're gonna need about $5,000 to get anything. So, but we'll see what happens there. So, other than that, news items for the week. My number 1. Did we see the General Lee jump in Somerset, Kentucky, baby?
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, first of all, they did not have an American flag on top of that thing. I did notice. Second of all, the water in the fountain was dyed so blue it looked gross. I was like, what is that?
Like, what?
I haven't been to Somerset in quite some time. It's been a while since I've been there, but that definitely seems like a place I could do it. I was curious, was this related to the Hazard Fest people that we used to see around here sometime? Like Rob Schneider and... You remember that? Like when they used to have the Hazard Fest, like either in Newport or... remember they came to Boyd's that one time?
Yeah, when he drove that sport mod by himself on the track.
I forgot about
like,
that.
what? Why?
He was practicing, okay? He really can't drive. But they did that. Okay, so here's the thing about the General Lee. Did you see the camera guy that almost died?
No, I did not see that
Okay,
part.
so on the other side of the fountain, they had set up concrete blocks to stop the car, obviously, because, I mean, it was going to be junked when it landed, right? Like, they knew that. And but this thing pulled dead left, and the dude was, like, inside the concrete blocks taking video. And, I mean, it was like this car went straight for this guy. And he just yeets it right over the wall. And I was like, this bitch almost died. I mean, there's no way he didn't have to change his panties. That's all I'm saying. There's no way in hell. If you guys have not seen this video, go find it. It's out there all over. There's multiple angles. If I'd have known they were doing that on Saturday, I'd have been tempted to go to Somerset. Like, it's not that far from the house. Like, that was pretty wild. So, curious to know what that was a part of. And then I'm also curious if that becomes an annual thing. I feel like it might be. And then, like, I was thinking about this. What if they make this like you can jump anything that day over there? Can we get a Mike Marlar? Just get a car and then we'll pay some idiot to drive it, because obviously we don't want Mike Marlar driving it. But like, can we jump a late model somewhere? Like, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, I was hoping they just turn this into Jump the Fountain Day or something. You know, they set it all up for one car. Like, it's over in 30 seconds. Let's at least make some fun out of it. You know, we'll put D-Watt up there and his Fusion, and we'll see what happens. I mean, come on now. Or, you know, we could do this for JP to celebrate his wedding. We can get him something built. Just put him in it. We can go to the junkyard, buy like a Focus or a Sonata or a Elantra and get you set up. I'd like to see you jump the fountain. But that was pretty cool. Sorry, that's my rant. What, y'all see anything you want to talk about? I got a couple more if you didn't, but any other videos, clips, news?
Well, the F1 race was good until it wasn't. It made it about 2 laps, and then my boy got taken out by a rookie.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What time was it at?
I don't remember. It was early.
I was about to say, for you to get out of bed in time for an F1 race on a Sunday is kind of strange, but whatever. So what happened on the first lap? I saw he was out. What happened?
So they were coming into the turn, and the rookie like locked up from way back behind in the Mercedes car and just went straight through a turn and took him out.
Nice. I was just glad to see him out. Home race and all. First lap. Anything for you, D. Watt?
Port Royal, we saw the tempers flare up. Turns 3 and 4.
Yep.
But one guy turned around and went the opposite way and ran straight into that guy's hood. So shouldn't be doing that out on the track, but
oh no, you should be. No, you should be. That's what this podcast is about. By God, don't tell them not. I'm here for that, son. Thank God somebody did it. Damn. Speaking of that, Bowman Gray Stadium. Basically the same thing happened. This is now that video is a long video. I know I sent you the link, but this is like family, 2 cars each in the street stock division, and like one of them's getting lapped and is playing blocker when the other 2 are racing, and then the daughter comes over and wrecks the guy after the. This is full on drama. Matthew Dillner, perfect announcer for this crap too, like perfect. I loved it. If you guys hadn't watched that whole video, you definitely should. Interesting thing to point out, it was the hottest week on record, and I feel like I saw more temper videos this week than I usually did.
Yeah.
I also noticed today on my marketplace scroll there was 3 racing sellouts. So it's what happens this time of year. We're starting to get hot, get in the middle of summer. Everybody's racing a lot. Oddly enough, not necessarily around here, but there's a lot of racing going on, and everybody's getting hot and tired, and they're done. So people's done taking crap, and I like it. I'm here for it. I'm a big fan. One other thing I want to mention, Clarksville, I know, D-Watt, you watched some of it, but the like in one of those heat races, them Smith brothers, Brennan Smith, and I can't remember his brother, maybe Tyler, I can't remember his brother's name, but they got together 3 times trying to get the initial start in on the heat race. Like, brothers. This is like me and JP going and wrecking each other, 3 times at 411 for no reason. in a heat race. Like, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Bunch of idiots. I felt like that was probably a strenuous car ride home, and I'm curious if they're still on the Hell Tour come tonight. But we'll see what happens there. So other than that, I don't have a whole lot. Tad Boyd was kind of the big NASCAR news item. He got fired from what's it, Stenhouse?
Ricky, yeah.
After saying some negative things about Mexico, and then Joe Gibbs Racing hired him right back for Christopher Bell. I guess now that Suarez isn't there, they're not afraid to hire some people that talk crap about Mexico. I think that's, in my opinion, on Joe Gibbs, it's kind of a poor move, PR move, but apparently nobody cared because it really didn't get talked about all that much, so we'll see what happens there. Some of these spotters need to watch their mouth on the internet, like me. So, anyways, all right, moving on. Into the dirt. Hell Tour. We will run through this real quick here. They had 5-6 races. I believe they had one rain out this week. Your winners were Drake Troutman, like I talked about, got the wins last weekend. We talked about last weekend. Tyler Erb comes in, gets 2 at Lincoln and Springfield. Rain out on the 25th. Trey Mills gets the win June 26th. Is that his first, national tour race? I was assuming that was. Big deal for him. He's been pretty good. I haven't got to watch a whole lot. I've watched a lot of heat races, a lot of B-mains, but he's been up there smashing it with all the best of them from what I have seen. Jason Ferger goes back-to-back at Farmer City and Highland Speedway, and the B5, Brandon Shepard, gets the win here in our hometown, Clarksville, Tennessee. Not home state. So, yeah, good for them. And then they were supposed to race right now, but it got rained out as well. So, they're off for a minute. Anyways, till tomorrow. They're not far away. The guys have been going out. They've really had, knocking on wood, they've had a decent year with rain. They hadn't had a whole lot of rain out. So, congratulations to them, all them guys. All right, moving on. That's it for Hell Tour. Hunt the Front. Hunt the Front was up against the Northern All-Star Late Model Series at Lake Cumberland and Florence. I know D-Watt is going to get us on Florence. I unfortunately didn't get to see any of that. I did watch highlights Friday from Lake Cumberland at 25 cars. Josh Rice sets fast time. Corey Hedgecock ends up coming away with the win. Jameson was leading him about halfway. They were in heavy traffic, and Corey got by him and didn't look back. Then Jameson got back past him like 12 laps ago, something like that. They had a pretty good battle there for the second half of the race in traffic, getting at each other. They almost wrecked. Like 5 to go, lap car spins out in front of Corey. Corey basically runs into him, and then Jameson runs in the back of him. And I really thought Corey was going to be junked. He was close to being junked and did not get junked. Made it out. Corey Hedgecock gets the win in the 23V over the 12 Jason Jameson and the 10 of Mr. Joyner and Hunt the Front themselves. I really want to go to Lake Cumberland. I like after watching the video of that track, I feel like it reminds me of Cleveland. I think I said that earlier this year, but I think it reminds me of Cleveland. So we need to get that one somewhere circled. It ain't that far from here. So we need to get that figured out to go there. But other than that, next race up for them was Florence. I'll let you go with that.
Let's get into Florence. So they had a very, very good field of cars there show up. 37 cars were on hand there for the race. I like Florence a lot. That's a track. It's quick. It's semi-banked a little bit, and they can get speed up. I thought the track was smooth this weekend. Moran set fast time. I was glad to see him there, and I like to see him run well. And so feature time, from what I saw in the highlights, just a lot of passing, and a lot of guys were throwing some clean sliders and getting through the cars they needed to pass. O'Neill had a flat tire late, which he was running the top 3 to 5, and Moran was able to hold him off, and Chase Rice was second, alongside with Joyner was third. But all in all, I like the track, and it's been a good series so far for them this year, and they've had some good cars show up each week. So next week they head to Sonoya Raceway. So that should be a good one. I believe it's July 5th.
Yeah, it's on Saturday 5th. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Yeah, it's like 15K. It's kind of weird. They're only racing one race next weekend, front to front, which is kind of weird. But we'll talk about that when we get the schedule here in just a minute. It's kind of weird. It's like jump all over. Like around here, there's tracks that are within driving distance of me. But there's 4 different series running them. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I thought it was good. Not a great weekend for Jimmy Owens. Obviously, I picked him to win there. Car looks good. I really like that wrap that he's at now. Get rid of a little bit of that gray. It's back to looking like I want Jimmy to look. So that was one note I had on him. But like I said, good field of cars there for them. 20,000 win at Florence. Like, I was halfway expecting JD to show up, just to be honest. I was halfway expecting it, but it just didn't happen. So it is what it is. But anyways, all right. Moving on. What's up next? Sorry, my computer froze. Word Outlaw. Oh, I was going to point out Hunt's front points. Jimmy has a 5-point lead over Corey Hedgecock going into Sonoa. So they really tighten that back up. Corey's put together a couple good weekends here, and maybe he's going to do it. I think I'm pulling for him to win the points.
Yeah.
Like I said last time, don't know what's going on with all that, but hopefully he can get it done, and I'd like to see him get a dub. So we'll see what happens there as they go into Sonoa this weekend. Word Outlaws. They were scheduled for Thursday. It got rained out, correct?
Yes.
So Friday went to River City Speedway, which was in somewhere. They were up there, far away from here, Grand Forks, North Dakota. And Nicholas Hoffman ends up getting the job done. He had a great weekend overall, I would say there. Fast qualifier, Brian Shirley. Hoffman gets the pole. I suppose that was off the redraw. Thank you, World Outlaws, for that. We really appreciate it. They had 31 cars there at River City. One thing I mentioned last week on here was Millennial Farmer being there. He was indeed there for late model race. He finished dead last in the LCQ. So sucks to be him. His kid did win his LCQ Onyx. So in the modified, he looked pretty good. But yeah, old Nicholas Hoffman looked to pretty well be putting it on it. I got to watch some of that. He had like that. He had a pretty good pass there. Like it close to the end. I'm trying to think what it was, like 5-10 laps ago, maybe something like that. And then made it through that. Other than that, one thing I did notice in that race was Winger and Troutman got into it, and I feel like they've had a little bit of a history. So. G.R. Smith and Winger anyway. So, thought that was kind of interesting what was going on there, but just kind of watching that. So, Hoffman gets the win over Dennis Erb Jr. and Ashton Winger. Drake Troutman was in fourth. Like I said, they had a little beating and banging going on there. But, again, awesome track to watch. These races are late. Part of that is their extra time zone's over from us, but it was a struggle for me trying to watch that. I stayed up, though, because I was mostly watching the Xfinity race Friday night, which ended at like 1:30 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. or whenever it was. So, but got to see some of that. Y'all have any notes on that? Y'all get to watch any of that? I know it was late. Nah. Perfect. So, congratulations, Nick Hoffman. Finally getting some wins. Turn around. Go Norman County Raceway in Ada, Minnesota. ADA? Is that Ada? We'll go with Ada.
Something like that.
Ada, Minnesota. Gets the win again. Tyler Brunig, fast time. Nick Hoffman on the pole. He's just real good at redraws. I mean, winners are good at redraws. So, but his whole thing is if you're good enough to be in the redraw, then you're fast enough to win. He said that multiple times this year. And there's something about him and his aggression. When he thinks he's good enough to win, he turns it on. That's one thing about him. And good to see him up there finally putting a little bit of fear in Bobby Pierce. Bobby didn't have a great weekend for Bobby. He didn't win, and he only finished like in the top 10 3 times. So, not a good weekend for Bobby Pierce.
It was definitely a weekend to have a number 9 on your car.
Hey, that was my line. Don't steal that. That worked out for him. But, yeah, so he gets 2 in a row there. He's closing a little bit on the points there. He is 78 behind Bobby Pierce now. So we're getting close to there. 3 wins, 14 top 10s, or top 5s, and 18 top 10s. He's really putting it together. If you look at their stats, he's really kind of closing in a little bit on Hoffman here, Pierce here. So we'll see what happens going forward with them. Obviously, they got a lot of racing. They got this weekend to go for 50, and more to come with them. They're kind of getting in their busy part of the year. They've been a little slow getting rolling, but Ward Outlaw is about to pick up. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, Sunday again. D-Watt, I know you got a lot to say. I'll kind of go first. Car count 22. Bobby dominates qualifying. Bobby dominates Heat 1. I assumed he's going to dominate this race. He did not. T-Mac ends up winning the race over Pierce and Hoffman. But, yeah, go ahead and tell them. I did not watch the end of this race either. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. So I was watching it, and something new to me. I've never seen this before. But I was watching, and they said something about a cornhole tournament. And then a few minutes later, they're playing cornhole with the fans. So I was like, well, I just didn't expect that. But I was like, come on, don't be playing cornhole. Let's go racing.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm right there with you. I heard them say that. Like, they finished the last heat, and there's no B mains in this because only 22 cars. And they're like giving the lineup for the feature, and then Ruben's like, okay, so we're gonna have cornhole, and then we're gonna have street stock heats and IMCA modified heats or whatever, and heat this and heat that, and LCQ this and LCQ that, and then we're gonna finish with the world. And then something about the cornhole tournament. Then we're gonna finish with the World Outlaw late model 15K, which that's awesome. They're having 15K late model race up there, but I'm like, brother, it's Sunday night. I gotta go to work. This is at like 9:30. It's still light there. Like I said, obviously these are a couple time zones over. That's part of why it's so late for us. So I'm gonna cut them some slack, even though I'm not usually good at doing that. I'm cutting them slack on this one, but yeah, cornhole thing was interesting. Maybe if I was there, I would have enjoyed it. I don't know. Definitely doesn't help the whole Dirt Vision deal though, for sure. So. I don't know what they're trying to do, though. They're trying to sell a race there, and they're also trying to sell one on TV. I know when they go out there, though, it's an area they don't go to all the time. Maybe they've got to do a little bit more to try to retain fans. But it looked like a really nice facility. I saw a couple tweets. I mean, X's. Sorry, Dad. I still say tweets. You are correct. Every time. But Hoffman had tweeted something, and World Outlaws did, and they also mentioned on the broadcast, and I saw some pictures. It looks super nice, covered stands in the shade, like perfect angle. You can see the whole track. Looked pretty good. So it almost looks like a baseball stadium. I think it's at the fairgrounds, North Dakota Fairgrounds or something like that. So, yeah. But it looked pretty cool. So overall, though, a good weekend for Nick Hoffman. He closed in a little bit on the old 32. I was hoping last night, I didn't get this in the notes, but I was hoping last night he was going to maybe stay ahead of Bobby a little bit more, but Bobby was pretty good last night. And like I said, he's got a 78-point gap. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. It's looking pretty good for Bobby still, but he's going to have to keep it together coming into their little schedule here. Like I said, they're at Deer Creek Speedway in Spring Valley, Minnesota this weekend for the Go for 50, which I like this when they have the Napa stickers and all the cars when they run this race. I like this race, actually. After that, they go back to Ohio. Then you got the PDC. There's a lot of stuff coming up here for the World Outlaws. They're really about to pick it back up. Come through July, end of July, you're going to have the USA Nationals and all that. So we're going to see what happens with their points. It's getting tough. See what happens. But other than that, not a whole lot for dirt. This week's schedule, Hell Tour. Tuesday, Missouri. Wednesday, Spoon River. Thursday, LaSalle. Friday, Red Hills. Saturday, Tri-State. Back into Tennessee again on Sunday for the Duck River Raceway. I thought that was interesting. I figured they would have done this right after Clarksville or like attached to it, but they did not. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But World Outlaw has to go for 50 Thursday through Saturday. 10K, 10K, 50K. Lucas at Atomic on Friday. Muskingum County for 25K on Saturday. A lot of racing, y'all. I'm sure we're going to all wear it out. Now, D-Watt, you're going to a baseball game, right?
Yes, I'm going to a baseball game Friday night. Smokies.
What a punk. Whatever makes you happy. I'll be here probably watching some racing and eating some burgers or something. JP's going in the woods or something like that. So, we'll see what happens there. But other than that, in our area, like I was talking about, kind of the weird thing, I tried to put this together in a readable format here for y'all. Southern All-Stars, I-75, 5K on Thursday, July 3rd. Tazewell, Friday, for the Southern Thunder Late Model Series, which I just talked about like last week. It's like, they're not coming anywhere up here. Of course, they're here this week, so good then for that. Hunt the Front is at Sonoa on Saturday, 15K, and Southern All-Stars at Mountain View Speedway for $4,000 to win. I'll take John Obi.
Supers don't work well there. I don't know.
I mean, it's not. You don't have to have a super. Yeah, but I mean, this could be a good race actually. The only thing that does suck is Wartburg is also running a limited race, like 3K to win, I believe. They was on their schedule originally to run one against it. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much just a limited late model race around here for Southern All Stars, and like, I mean, you guys know what that could pull. The old R1 could unload. I mean, we could have R1 and Ronnie Johnson, and we could get this thing on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, actually. That would make me want to go if I saw that on I'll be honest. Come Saturday evening, if I see that, I might start driving because wife's working. So, we'll see what happens. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot on the dirt. Y'all got anything else you need to wrap up on the dirt end of things?
Nah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we're going to take a slight break into action, and we'll be right back for the NASCAR section of this podcast. Y'all stay right there. All right. Welcome back to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Sorry about that brief little intermission we had to take. We got a couple things going on, super important things here. I had to go check on my kid mostly is what I'm trying to tell y'all. He's in there, definitely, absolutely glued to some 101 Dalmatian. I just want to make sure Corella didn't scare him, But yeah, my poor wife had to work late tonight, but she's just out here doing a little work. Hi, Molly. Glad you made the podcast. But anyways, all right, moving on into the NASCAR section. I just want to say one thing here. Nobody's going to say the words AMS. We're going to talk about the Echo Park Motor Speedway, which is something that TNT failed to do quite a bit. Unfortunately for them, I'm sure that NASCAR and their partners will be really excited about that. But we're there in Lime Rock Park with the trucks. I guess we'll go ahead and do trucks first. D. Watt's going to wrap it down on the truck race. This is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of in-depth breakdowns on this truck race, those of you that watch that we have here. So go ahead, D. Watt.
All right, so Lime Rock truck series were there with no cup or Xfinity. It was just a truck series. First time they've been to Lime Rock. Track opened in 1957, and there's no stands. It's only grass seating, which is I like that as a fan. It's pretty cool. Take your chair and enjoy the race. But Corey Haim, he whooped everybody's ass. Stage 1, Stage 2, and he won the race. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the track, just my opinion. It's not very wide. It's got a lot of uphills and downhills, but it's just not for me. I feel like the passing was tricky. I feel like guy that started up front, that's where they finished, was up front. So there wasn't any until late. There wasn't many spin outs or wrecks or anything like that. But all in all, track's not for me. But I like the idea of it, and I can get behind it. Yeah. But I mean, Corey Haim, it's time for a phone call. Somebody needs to hire this guy. And
hey, he's working on it. Then he ain't gonna have no damn charters though if he don't shut his mouth. Yeah. I mean, good lord.
I'm just waiting on the announcement. But Corey Haim's got a good future, and he's just a matter of time till he gets his next chance.
All right, two things. I'm gonna stop before JP goes. One, because I know what you're about to say. One, Corey Haim is gonna be racing at Chicago this weekend. I do believe so. We will be. I think there will still be charters this week. I'm pretty sure next week we're going to be having a discussion on this podcast of are there charters or not. I don't think there's going to be charters in place probably next week, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what I read. Don't quote me on this if it happens. JP, as far as what you're about to say about it not being a good track, you can tell who hasn't done iRacing on here. That's a great racetrack. The problem is that was an absolute ass whooping put on by Corey Haim. And the Truck Series road course talent just ain't all there, honestly. No. I'm sorry, not trying to knock on the Truck Series. Thought it was cool. I think if you get some better drivers at this track, I think it'd be awesome. I think this car would be I think that next-gen car would be really good at this track, because of what you're talking about with it being narrow. But it's short, fast, high speed, but low speed. I don't know. There's not a lot to it. I like the length of it. Even Dale Jr. wants him to race there, D-Want. So, don't say too much. All right, JP, I'll let you go now.
So, as the bottom split C-Open opening race winner this week at Lime Rock Park. Thank you very much.
Hold on. How are we shifting?
Huh? With my shifter?
Like legit shifting? Clutch?
Yeah. No
auto
assist.
clutch.
No.
Okay. All right.
I ain't no baby. I mean,
I guess you're not really clutching. I guess you're just jamming
not
and
really.
cramming. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
kinda.
Sorry. Nobody cares.
But yeah. So Lime Rock, they need to have all three series there. On iRacing, the trucks at Lime Rock is probably the most fun I've ever had on a road course. Also, I think it's badass that there's no stands. People can just, it's kind of like a grassroots kind of deal where you're, just there and you get to be close and everything. But all in all, I think it's a great track.
Yeah, so the D-Wall also mentioned the no stands. I think that's really cool. Y'all know, we like to go and sit in the back of the truck or whatever, cooler, grill, hang out, and that's the best way to watch any race as far as I'm concerned. If I could back my truck up to Atlanta Motor Speedway, that's what I'd do, It's just not an option. But
I thought we weren't calling it that there.
Like I said, I was going to be the first offender. Oh, y'all a quarter. That was a good one. I'll go back and edit it, and it'll just say, like when JP was talking about Brad Keselowski last week. So, it is what it is. But I mean, I like this track. I don't want to go crazy adding road courses though. But here's two things I want to talk about. One, standalone races I think is awesome for the Truck Series. I don't think they should be all standalone, but I'd like to see like a 50-50 mix. And I would like to see a different rule on their pit stop. I don't love the dead pit stops. I'm not a fan of it. It takes away some of what NASCAR is, especially because I don't think they can change tires if they want to. Like if they just stop, like if say they want to short pit that break, I don't think that was an option. So I don't know. I don't love it. They could go to something like have three crew guys over the wall. They could say can't do tires and gas on the same lap. I'd be fine with that. Something similar to like is that Smart does that maybe. One of those modified series does that. Can't take tires and gas, something like that, to cut down on crew guys. I'd be fine with that, but I don't know. Let the Truck Series grow. Let it do its thing, especially with Ram coming back in it. Let's get the pit stops back to what they're supposed to be. It's good training too. I mean, right? Like, and hey, listen. What I think will be awesome is if you get somebody that drives one of these trucks at somewhere like Lime Rock that just owns a truck and takes it to track day and just shows up and races, and they call up, Brother Casper, Brother JP, or Brother D-Watt and says, "Hey, carry this gas can." That'd be awesome. So. I'd like to see trucks get back to that small track. I'd like to see them running at Newport, small venues, sell them out.
Hickory, like places like
Hickory,
that.
Anywhere.
Flags.
Kingsport. I'm talking about places around here, but anywhere like that. Basically run the Cars Tour schedule. Yeah. And I really think it'd be awesome to run the trucks with Cars Tour. I know that they don't want to hear that, but I think that'd be a really, really cool weekend deal to try to do that. So. And then we can just skip ARCA and throw that stuff in the trash can where it belongs. But, sorry, that's probably too much. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty typical. Corey Haim is obviously a very, 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 very talented race car driver. And he's going to be in the Cup Series soon, winning a lot. So, congratulations to him. JP, did you mention your pick not doing jack squat nothing?
I didn't mention it, but I didn't get to watch it because I was out touring wedding venues.
Yeah,
like
well,
I
let me tell
earlier.
you. I actually had this on while I was in the attic cleaning, and I was had it on my phone and my headphones, and I was like, I'm just not even going to watch till something exciting happens because Haim had this giant lead. I mean, he was lapping cars. I know it's only a 1.5 mile road course, but he was lapping people in like 20 laps. So it's pretty good. But the thing that I thought was interesting is he was back there struggling. It's one of those more restarts. Maybe he would have had some time to game it, but he just don't drive these trucks all the time. Doesn't have a feel for him. But I know him and somebody got into it. I think it
was Chandler Smith.
Chandler Smith, Mr. Wreck-It Ralph.
Right?
He wrecks everything he touches. I'll tell you that. So I don't know. They were getting into it, and it was pretty good. Little Twitter battle there. Spire said something, and he posted a picture of the back of his truck with a big dent in it, and said something like, Chandler can't not wreck, or I don't even know what he said. And then Chandler tweeted back and said, well, we survived the sandstorm, Rodney Sandstorm. So I thought that was pretty good for old Jordan Taylor. But all this fun games. I would like to see a race weekend there, but I also don't want to go to road courses. I would rather go to Road America because I think it's kind of the same. They don't really have that many stands. You just kind of get to walk around and see from different parts. So just for the record, if they go to Road America, y'all see that on the schedule, just go ahead and take off that Friday because we're going. Okay. We'll stay with Daniel's new extended family.
Oh, yeah.
For free. But because we're not paying. But other than that, all right, Xfinity. Did anybody stay up to watch this Xfinity race?
I did not.
Okay. I did. I don't know why, but I did. I was like, watch. Well, I do know why. I was watching More Outlaws. I was watching this. It was fairly exciting, and then it turned into the Wreck Fest because it's the Xfinity series, and that's just what they're going to do. But I don't know. Overall, it was okay. They had rain to start, got pushed back, had a break. I don't even remember how late this thing started or what time it ended at, but it was late. The Braves were also playing. They are in Atlanta, so we can talk about the Atlanta Braves. This is the Echo Park Speedway, though. But the Atlanta Braves were playing. They got pushed back. They were playing the Phillies, and I can't remember who was pitching. It wasn't a terrible pitcher we had pitching, but he came out there and sucked it up. They only gave up one. Then we ended up losing 13-1 or something like that. But the Phillies ended up scratching their pitcher because of the rain at the same time. Obviously, they're just close to each other, so I thought it was kind of interesting. But anyways, we get going. Xfinity race. Sheldon Creed on the pole looking good. Gray wins stage 1. Brandon Jones wins stage 2. And Nick Sanchez gets a win over Carson Quapple and Sam Mayer. You were close, D-Watt. You were close, but just not close enough.
But I was closer.
But you was closer.
Shh. That's the next section. We don't want to air. My opinion. This is solely my opinion. Nick Sanchez is an underrated driver. Really glad to see him up there. Yeah. He is not, trucks and now in Xfinity, he is not in grade A equipment.
No.
But he is, I think, doing, in my opinion, the best he can with it. So glad to see him get the win. Also, because of Parker Kligerman driving that car, I don't know. I've just got a positive taste for the 48 big machine car in my mouth. I don't know about y'all, but
yeah.
Glad to see him get the win. Quapple right there again. You know he wants it, baby. You know he wants it.
It's going to happen before the end of the year, I think. At
some point, you would think so. My pick in this race, Austin Hill, had something absolutely goofy. Something with a fuel pickup, or it was just dying going down the track. Damn. But, so they ended up wrecking half the field. This 58 caution laps in 163 laps, 58 caution laps, typical Xfinity nonsense. But, yeah, it's a good race. I don't know. Sanchez gets the win. Congratulations to him. I don't have a whole lot to say. Excuse me. I meant to kind of talk about it when we were talking about the points for the truck, but trucks only have 3 races left before the cutoff, so they're getting there. Xfinity has a few more than that. Allgaier leading over Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, Jesse Love, Connor Zillich, Carson Quapple. So, getting there. But there's some guys. Sanchez needed that win, I'm assuming, to lock in. That's big time for him. You got some guys out here that also would like to get him. Jed Burton's on the cut line. Taylor Gray's on the cut line. Sheldon Creed, Ryan Sieg. Sheldon Creed has run good. He's had, he's on that bad luck train. So we'll see what happens there. But him and his crew kind of got it into it on the radio too. I don't know if y'all heard that. Probably didn't. But that was interesting. So that's about it for the Xfinity race. It was okay. It was not as good as the race on Saturday. Saturday's race was pretty good in my opinion. I'm going to let D-Watt kind of give us the quick hitters on the notes, and then we'll all give our opinion. I'm going to go last. I want to see what y'all got to say without my biased opinion. So go ahead, D-Watt.
All right, Cup Series, Echo Park Speedway. So stage 1 had a little weather, had a slight delay. So once the weather finally moved out with the lightning and the few sprinkles in those at turn 1 and 2. But anyway, so there Ryan Blaney got tangled up with Bell and let's see here. So we got Bell. You had the 3 car at 16, 23. Y'all got tangled up there, so that was unfortunate. My pick was out, and anytime he goes out, kind of affects me. My excitement level goes down. But it was such a good race, I got over it pretty quick. And so stage 1 went to Austin Cindric. Good to see a Ford at least get the win. But it
doesn't count.
They were getting super aggressive just throughout that stage, throughout all the stages, but stage 1, they were just getting after it, and I like it. I like the Atlanta. I like the drafting. Now this, as the track's starting to wear out, they're not as quite packed together throughout the race, but still a packed race at the end of the day. But so let's go into stage 2. Chase Elliott takes the lead. The big one. Let's talk about the big one. I'll give you my opinion on the big one. I've been watching racing for a long time, and that was one of the biggest ones. I was texting y'all back and forth.
That was
one of the biggest
definitely a big one
I've seen in a long time. And I don't know how you put the blame on somebody, but ultimately, Hamlin got turned around in front of the field, and everybody's just going to run into him.
Yep.
So,
and I don't like can't stop the cars.
When the cars were getting towed back, those guys, you got to change the rules. Something. Those guys shouldn't be in the car because Hamlin's, his head's hitting the headrest and his cars are beat up. Just let him get out and then get him back in the car and then get him back out on the track. But that's my take on that. But anyway, big wreck. Took a lot of people out that had a chance to win. So I'm sure that messed up the brackets. We'll get into that later. But I'll give my opinion on the whole bracket thing as well. Mine's busted. But anyway, so I liked how Hosefar was trying to get his lap back. He was getting aggressive up front there.
Riding the Dente, baby.
Yeah, he was riding it all right. So that was cool to see. I like when drivers got the speed that can still try to get the lap back like that. So Tyler Reddick won with a photo finish with Chase Elliott. Very, like, was it 1/100th of a second?
Something
They
crazy
said
like
1,000th.
Okay.
I watched that thing like 4 times, and I was like, I just don't. Like, when they showed it slow motion, it looked like he won, but it was also blurry as hell. And I was like, I'm telling y'all, I don't think he won. I mean, live.
It was close.
No, But anyways, Reddit gets the win. Like I said, keep going. Sorry.
All right, so stage 3 was when it was starting to pick up. I like how they pass Atlanta with they kind of get a run and you just kind of slide up. So you saw a lot of that there towards the end of the race. Slingshot passes or just get the speed to slide it in front of them. Like I said, though, I like the track, I like the pack racing, and then there towards the end, do you want to be in the lead? Do you not want to be in the lead on the last lap? Everybody's got their opinion on that, I'm sure. I thought you'd want to be in the lead, and I was wanting to see Brad win, but I'll take a Chase win. I got his shirt on. So, I'll take a Chase win. I was glad to see him win. He's at one in, 44 or something races or something like that. So
Something crazy,
it's been a minute, so it's good to see the hometown kid get back to victory lane.
One thing on Chase, he did win the Coliseum. For those of you out here that are not the Coliseum, but the Clash, that doesn't count. I had to inform people. Well, no, that does not count. Even if you're a NASCAR driver, it doesn't count. I'm just telling you, it doesn't count. Even if you think it does, it doesn't count. If you're watching, you know. Anyways, all right, yeah. So that whole thing, like you're talking about on the last lap, did you? So I'm asking questions. I'm gonna let JP go, then I'll go. But I wanted to ask you, did you think Brad was gonna win that race? Because 5 to go. I mean, I thought he had it.
I don't know. You can never. Here's the thing with these next gen cars. You can never. It ain't over till it's over, as we've seen with these next gen cars time and time again. So I mean, yeah, but he had a big lead, but I don't know, man. You can never know.
Teammate had some help with the teammate there. With 48 was helped him a little bit, and then he went for the pass.
Helped him a lot.
Helped him a lot, and then you got to have a good teammate up there, and kind of like what what he said in the interview. Just didn't have a teammate there at the end for Brad. But.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, JP.
I will say my favorite part of the whole race was watching Joey Logano go through the pit exit road looking like he was driving a damn late model at Fairbury after it rained for 3 straight weeks, bouncing up and down off the left front. Yeah. Looked like a dirt late model. That made my day.
That looks like it hurt is what it looks
yeah.
Like. God. You need to get your fiance under control with her driver picks.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where that came
She oddly picked that like right as he was getting jumped. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what that came from.
Okay. Well, all right. My opinions on the towing. Definitely good point there, D-Watt. They have got that. That looks so unsafe. Also, the one thing that I would really like if they're going to do that, if you're going to continue to tow the drivers, I want them open mic, hot mic the whole way back. Because, I mean, it's something that we've never paid attention to. But now with Max, you can see this stuff on the cameras, and we see this at the dirt track. But some of these tow truck drivers are awful. NASCAR now has guys that travel, so it's a lot better. But man, like those things they use, they think that they're not going to hit stuff, but like they're hitting bumps, dragging them in the grass, like. I mean, when Denny's putting his hands up like this, I mean, and I don't even like Denny, and I was like, man, I feel bad for him. That can't be healthy. Like, what? Let him ride in the tow truck. You got chase trucks there. Let him ride in the chase truck back to pit box. Whatever you're going to do, because I'm assuming that they're going to have to get checked when they get out of the car either way if you're in a crash, right? I mean, I'm assuming they got to go to the care center at some point. I don't know. Get them out of the car, though. Don't do that crap. I agree with you on that. I feel like it's dangerous. What if, and hypotheticals in my mind, what if something catches on fire? What if it somehow comes off the wrecker? I don't know. We watch guys at dirt tracks, hanging out the window, getting towed off, but sometimes whenever they're junk, they don't. I mean, I don't know. I felt like Hamlin's, like you were talking about in particular, was awfully bad. Just don't do that. I don't know. Do something different.
On your point about the open mics, I would have loved to hear some of all the radios whenever they were in the traffic jam of the garage there. That would.
Oh yeah. My favorite was NASCAR has come out and said they're not going to give anybody preferential treatment, and Corey LaJoy in his 01 no points car that's not going back out on the track is the second one in. And I was like, Got to do something
Damn.
about that too. We got to tell these guys in some kind of order. And if in my opinion, a big red flag like that, like take the time, get them all back there, and just drop them. Just get them all back there and drop them. Let the guys look at them, but like, and then lift the red. Like you got to do something. I don't know, a little bit better than that. Other points you pointed out, 7-7 trying to get lap back. That was awesome. He was riding the Dente. I also was riding the Dente because I thought he was going to win. So I went ahead and ordered me a little bit Chili's. I hit triple dipper there. Got my little triple dipper action. So I was kind of disappointed he didn't get it done, but is what it is. All right, here's my hot take on Echo Park Speedway. And y'all are going to be surprised to hear this out of my mouth. I think that at this point, given where we're at, this is about as good as it's going to get with this car. I'm not saying I like this car. I'm not saying I like this where we're at. But given where we're at, I think this is about as good as you're going to get in the NASCAR Cup Series for a race. I thought it was fantastic. You cannot stop watching. Two things. One, and you guys know because we went earlier this year, but like you have to watch every lap. Like there's no riding. They don't. It's not like Talladega and Daytona. And, you know, they're aggressive the whole way through the race. And I think I figured it out. I think it's because they can make one-car runs, which reminds me of Daytona, say, 2008, 2009. And the reason that they have to take every single run, if you don't take a run, somebody's going to take one on you. You don't have a choice, you know. Track position matters, so if you're not taking a run, somebody's going to pass you. So I thought it was awesome. I want this to be the replacement for the Daytona July 4th race. I want this to be July 4th every year going forwards. I was thinking about this. Think about this ticket package. I'm just going to sell y'all on a weekend package. All right? You ready? We go Xfinity Friday. We go Cup Saturday. Brave Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
July 4th weekend. Does it get any better than that? I mean, come on now. I mean, maybe. And you could even do something like Saturday daytime, you know, you could throw in trucks or whatever. I don't know. Something. Be cool. I don't know. It'd be awesome. But I feel like this needs to be the new one. I think Atlanta's a good city for that. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff to do in that area. We can go stay at that awesome place we stayed at and go to the lake, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was a big fan of this race. Like you were talking about, too, I think early in this race you saw what this racetrack's going to be when it wears out a little bit more. Once it cooled off, that rain changed the track dramatically. Yeah. Everybody said that on their in-car cameras, but, I mean, I think this is as good as it gets. This also reminded me of, I mean, y'all remember that All-Star race when we first tried all this crap back in the COT, the 550 package? If I'm not mistaken, was it Daniel Suarez in the 19 car when that first happened, or was it Edwards? It's definitely in that orange 19 with the Aris or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, whenever they tried this whole concept was for an all-star race weekend. They did it in the open. And I remember, like, this is how it was. Like, every lap, just you couldn't take your eyes off of it. And that's what they got going for them, and it worked out good. I don't hate it. The big one is a big deal there because the track is very narrow. Like, that's why you can't – there's nowhere to go unless you just absolutely lock it up. So I thought it was an awesome race overall. And in my point, favorite race of the year. And it was a little bit better than the one that we went to there, probably. Yeah. But, I mean, no riding, no fuel save. I didn't hear fuel save one time. TNT broadcast was fine. It was, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the first commercial they went to first full screen commercial for the season after Prime, we go straight to a yellow. And I was like, damn it. Which it was for weather or something, but I was just like, that's hilarious. But, yeah, other than that, you know, Larson sucked. That was kind of my highlight. Larson is on an absolute down turn. Rumley had the 6 car out there with Hudson, so I guess he needs to get that back out there at Larson, see if we can't get him tuned up here sometime soon. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot. Brackets obviously busted. Would y'all have any opinions on the brackets starting at the plate track?
I love it. Screw everybody. Let's do it.
I guess my opinion on the whole bracket deal is, I mean, I filled one out and all, but just I think these tracks just really weren't the best to start them at with the plate races, and then you got the road courses. It's a good idea, but I'm out.
Hey, as long as everybody's up the same creek without a paddle, it's okay.
I mean, so I actually do agree with that sentiment. I NASCAR, dear NASCAR, this is not a dear Dennis, this is a dear NASCAR. You absolutely blew this entire bracket thing. Your website is terrible that has the brackets on it. It's absolute garbage. You should have used DraftKings or your partners and taken advantage of their stuff and made this right. You can't even do this in an app on your phone. You haven't advertised an app on your phone. They're not This is from Pops. He pointed this out, which is interesting that he pointed this out. But, like, they don't advertise. None of the ads advertise that a fan could win $1 million. Like, me or you could have won $1 million, which we didn't, obviously, but could have. They didn't advertise that. Like, why would you not? I mean, that's gold. And then, like, you didn't have an app ready for this thing. Like, we were talking about it yesterday. I was talking to him Dad on the phone. It's like, buy ESPN's Tournament Challenge app and rename it NASCAR for the weekend. Like, CBS. We've been doing this stuff for other sports for a long time. Like, what do we do? And they absolutely blew it as far as that goes. As far as the rollout for the fans, I hope to see them do better at that next year. I think this whole thing is awesome. NBA obviously just wrapped up. NHL's wrapped up. You have baseball going on. Football's not started yet. There's gambleaholics out there, people with gambling tendencies, not necessarily gambleaholics, but gambling tendencies, and, it gives something to bet on. I mean, I like it. The Atlanta thing is kind of a crapshoot. Not a biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. Kind of like JP said, everybody's out there. And what I do like about this is the guys that are left. I mean, there's only one guy left that has won a race this year. Chase Elliott. And he just won this one. So, that's pretty crazy when you think about that. And it gives them something to race for. I don't think this weekend's going to matter a whole lot. I think when we go to Sonoma and there's only 8 left, I think this will matter for some people. And I am curious to know, and I haven't got a chance to go back and look. I put in the notes, I don't know if you saw, but, like, this was damage repair for $1 million on those head-to-head after that big one. Like, whoever got back out and got some spots back was possibly going to give their team a position to win $1 million at Indy. So, kind of curious to see how that tracks back when we get to Indy or whatever. But, I don't know. Overall, I think it's cool. I really like that they're going to do the cars. Did y'all see they're doing the color thing on the windshields to match?
Gold. Yeah.
Well, it was all gold, but so this time they're all going to, like, whoever you're against is going to have the same color. So there's going to be like a purple, blue, whatever. So you can know who's racing who if you're at the racetrack, which obviously we're not going to be, but it'll be cool. I think at the road course, too, I do like that is it gives you the opportunity to ship somebody that might make you money to ship them. I do actually like that they added the road courses. Like, hey, think about this. This hypothetically, let's just say Carson Hocevar is behind you. You're in front of him. If he wrecks you, he wins $1 million. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, man.
I mean, he's not going to finish second. Not for $1 million, right? I mean, that's my opinion. So I'm here for that. I think it'll be cool, especially as we get to Indy. Give you something else to watch. And they're genius because you guys know that Indy race could be boring. Like, I'm glad we're racing on Indy, but that can be a boring race. Fuel mileage, somebody dominating, right? Leading all laps. I'll give them something else to talk about. So I like it, but like I said, they did a terrible job rolling it out for the fans. Hope they do better next year, and we'll see what happens. Dear Dennis, you got beat by Ty Dillon. You suck. You got beat by Ty Dillon.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
The same Ty Dillon that couldn't beat a freaking pickup truck at Boyd Speedway 10 years ago when I was there. That Ty Dillon beat you in a Colleague car versus a JGR car. 10 does come before 11, though, by God. I know that. That's a fact.
There you go.
32 seed over the 1 seed. I got 2 things. Dennis Hamlin has 2 things to do. I don't know if y'all seen my checklist I put out last night on X or not. But he's got 2 things on his checklist for the year. Choke the in-season championship, choke the actual championship. So step 1's done. In-season tourney choked. Congratulations, Dennis. We'll see you at the end of the year when you're not in the Final Four and win a championship. Sucks to be you. No, I just thought that was the best thing is he made this whole thing up, and then he gets knocked out in the first round. And, like, in my mind, he made this up to somehow get himself a championship. Whether that's actually was his means or not, like, he made this up to get himself some kind of championship. It's almost like LeBron winning the bubble. Like, it doesn't really count, But, I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. So, congratulations, Denny. Enjoy your 2 weeks of hell at the road courses. I don't know if you have anybody else having kids so you can miss the races because I know you like to skip those road course races. But we'll see what happens there. So. All right. Other than that, don't have a whole lot. Best race of the year so far at Echo Park
Probably,
Speedway, you
yeah.
think?
I'd say so.
I'd say so. I mean, that was a banger.
I would too, and I hope we see more the races. I'll be honest, I'm leaning more towards the point of like just go ahead and do it to Texas. I really am. I hate to say it, but I'm really headed that way. So it sounds like they're not going to. It's the latest, but we'll see what happens there. All right, well, picks. Let me go over this real quick. Last week, JP gets the win, picking the number 9 car, Chase Elliott.
Good weekend to be a 9 car,
to
baby.
him. He texted me and D-Watt at like 11:30, like I was gonna be upset Chase Elliott lost or something. I don't know what he was thinking, but I mean, I was obviously pumped. I was glad to see it. This is a true story. So the wife, y'all like this. The wife called me. She's on the way to Huntsville, and she's like, we're talking. And she's like, what are you? I was like, I'm guessing we'll watch the race tonight. And she's like, so who is your favorite driver these days? And I was like, oh, I ain't got asked this in a while. I was like, I was like, Chase Elliott. She's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, that's my G. I switched straight from Gordon to him. He's been number 1. He's always been number 1. Larson's number 2, but Chase is still number 1, and I'm going to stick there. I was like, it's just, she's like, we hadn't talked about him. I was like, yeah, because he hasn't won a lot. He's been quiet. Inside, there's not been a lot to talk about. And then he got the win. So I was glad for that. But congratulations, JP, on the win. D-Watt, I know, like I said, we didn't let you in this podcast till a ways in, so you're still a little bit far back. If you win, it'd be a miracle, and we all owe you $50. But JP's up to 9. I've got 10. I don't know. JP, good progress. You get to pick last. D-Watt, I will give you the honors first. We're going to go this week. We're going to do I've got it more structured here. We're going to go Cup, Xfinity, Wild Card. If you guys want to start picking a race, let me know, and maybe we'll put it in there instead of Xfinity or something. But right this week, it's going to be Cup, Xfinity, and a Wild Card pick. D-Watt, you're up first.
Right. Chicago Street Course. I'll go with the layup. Give me Shane Van Gisbergen.
Really?
Bold call. Really going out on a limb there, Daniel.
Listen, this is the one thing about this picks thing, and JP, I don't want to hear because you just picked Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott, that's going out on a limb, buddy.
Not at Atlanta. That's his second win on. That's his second win on that configuration, is it not?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, not going out on a limb. He's been good. I mean, the man, he hasn't finished outside the top 20. He's second points with the highest average finish. Don't start your crap, man. I don't even have time for your nonsense. I was looking for the entry list here if I can find it. Here it is. Found it. Let me pick it. Pick what I'm doing here. All right, not the Cup Xfinity list. Cup race. I'm really torn on what to do here. Give me the 54 car of Ty Gibbs. I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but give me Ty Gibbs. JP?
I will take the dinger.
I get it, but Dinger's just, it's over. They need to quit. Sorry. All right, D-Watt, Xfinity. Who you got, sir?
All right, Xfinity. I'll go with Connor Zillich.
2 layups. Damn. Damn.
D-Watt's in the sweet spot. We're going to have to, next week, I'm going to put that, so you got going 88 back-to-back days. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next week, we're going to have to remember that whoever's going first doesn't go first for both, because this is what you should do. We're at Sonoma, so don't worry, because you're definitely winning one of these races. You won't be picking first next weekend. I was trying to look and see who we got in here, anybody I need to know about in this field that's not normally in here for the Xfinity. I don't see a whole lot that really gets me worked up in here, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with Jesse Love. I don't know why. I feel like he's a decent road course racer. I honestly feel like he will probably be better at Sonoma than he'll be on the street course, but I'm going to go with Jesse Love anyways.
You know what?
JP?
I'm going to pull the D-Watt pick here, and I'm going to take Sam Mayer.
I already typed it in because I knew what you were going to do. Look how good I am. Damn, I'm good. Yes. All right. Wild card picks. D-Watt, it's up to you. Pick whatever you want other than Formula One.
Atomic. I'll go with Devin Moran. Take it home Friday night.
Okay. All right. That's cute. That's cute. I'm gonna go layup. Give me the 23 V and I-75 on Thursday. I don't know. It's not a crate. He might not win.
I think
He might not even be there. I mean, it's Southern All-Stars. I don't even know that he'll be there. What's their motor rules now?
it's restricted if you have an open motor. You have to run a throttle.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this up. Y'all reading this on the screen? Probably not. I'm gonna take the R1. See if he unloads that limited up there with Southern All-Stars, baby. I think he's gonna do it. It's a waste of a pick, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Riley Hickman, if he's there, he's gonna be my money man. You heard it here, Riley. Remember that.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go for a deep shot here. We'll go with Sonoya. I'm gonna take Michael Page.
Michael Page, 18X. Is he still driving that C-Right car, I suppose?
Yeah.
Interesting thing there. Who's going to be at that race, I guess, is a little... These schedules are kind of weird. I mean, it's Hunt the Front, so Hunt the Front guys are definitely going to be there. Southern All-Stars is also racing. As we pointed out, they're racing somewhere else Saturday, Mountain View. So I don't know. I really do think the R1 could pull it up to I-75 on Thursday. The more I think about it, that might actually be possible. I don't know. If not, it is what it is. But that's what I would like to see. If I see him on the entry list, I'm probably going. So I might have family coming up here Thursday. JP's bailing, so he's not coming. But he doesn't like me. But
yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't got a whole lot. Y'all got anything to say on the way out? I'll let you have a minute, and I'll just sit here in silence.
I ain't got nothing.
I don't got nothing.
All right, well, with that, y'all have a happy 4th of July. Don't blow your fingers off. Everybody, don't party too hard. Eat a hamburger and a hot dog or barbecue. I don't know what I'm making yet. I need to talk to my shit store about that. So call me tomorrow when you get to this part of the podcast. We'll see what happens. Other than that, it's going to be a great weekend. Y'all be sure to watch some racing. Chicago Street Course, going to rain again. Just for the record, 3rd time in a row, it is going to rain. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, y'all have a great week. Thank you for listening. Please give us like, follow, subscribe, share, review. Like I said, if you give me a 5-star review on a podcast app, then I'm gonna give you a present. If you screenshot it over here when it gets done, it's nothing big and bold. It costs me $1.48, but I'll give you one. I'll mail it or whatever. So that's good for 2 weeks. All right, thank y'all for listening. We will catch you next time. Hammer down. Thank y'all for listening to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Our theme music is Hard as Steel by Alex Productions. Thank you all for listening. Hammering down. Find a good race to watch. We'll see you next time.